I have good news for men and women as far as that's concerned, that there is a way for this to work. I don't know if you've ever got into something that was so complicated that you just messed it up entirely. It's like one of the things now, if you get a computer, it says make yourself a recovery disk. Okay, what's this? So you look at it and you find out if you burn this disk and you put it into your computer and you start your computer with that disk in there, it will send your computer all the way back to the very day you bought it. Have you seen that? And it will wipe out every stupid thing you have done, everything you have deleted, everything you have added, every virus that you've picked up along the way. And you just put this disk in there, and, probably 3 days later, you have a computer that's just like brand new. And it's an amazing little excursion into understanding life, because I think a lot of people, and I've heard people say, isn't it a shame that life doesn't have Control Z? What does that mean? Well, that's the undo button, isn't it? It's a shame that life doesn't have an undo. Okay, I messed up, I goofed up. Where's the undo button? Well, look, here's my good news for you. There is such a thing as an undo button. We can undo. But here's what you're going to find in your little lesson of life when your computer is beating your brains out. And that is that when you do set that computer all the way back to the beginning, all of a sudden you start to, and you turn your computer on, you realize, oh, this file's gone and that file's gone, and oh my goodness, what happened to this and what happened to that? And you start seeing the list of things that you added. This happens in the spiritual sense when we try to undo or we try to set our lives back to zero, which you should do, by the way. And I'm not against the idea, but I'm saying that here's what you're going to notice. That all your toys are missing. All your stuff is missing. All the stuff you've added to life. But you have to understand that it's the addition of those things and the subtraction of things that you didn't think you needed that has caused this computer crash that you're scrambling around now trying to get your computer back. Because it's eaten up with viruses, or it doesn't work, or you got all these little dead clicks that don't do anything anymore, and it's really, it's really kind of discouraging to realize, oh my goodness, you did all this stuff. My wife hates me. Oh, okay, well, I wonder what caused that. Well, when you set the undo button, you're going to see. It's really true. My kids won't call me. I wonder why. Well, when you undo, when you go back to zero, all of a sudden you're going to realize, oh my goodness, I probably shouldn't have added that in. Oh my goodness, I probably shouldn't have deleted that. And what should just scare the hair off your head and make you want to make this work is when you go back to zero. There's our God. Well, where you been? Where have you been? When you go back to zero, there he sits. You remember me? I was the one that told you to keep these commandments. I was the one that told you be careful in this area. Be careful how you think about this. Be careful how you feel about this. Do this and do that and treat these people this way, not that way, this way. You remember that? Oh, yeah. I remember deleting all that stuff. Well, now you've got a problem. But let's go back to zero, guys. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be talking in Genesis. Going to be talking about splitting the atom. And if you think we're talking about physics or science or anything like that, you might be a little disappointed. And if your life is perfect, you might be a little disappointed. You might be a little bored. But if things aren't like they ought to be, and they're not like you know they should be, great news for you. We can make this work. All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to the Red Letter Edition.